and welcome to Tom's Brewery. I did say in the brew cabin that I was going to run you through a full brew from start to finish, and that's what I'm going to do, and this is where we start. This is all we need to get going. First of all, a fermentation tub, a brew kit. This one is from Wilco's. It's £12 and it's a IPA. A £2 bag of sugar. A mixing spoon, a sink and a kettle. Now this, when I'm not using it, is stored in the other shed, and I usually have some water in the bottom, and the water has some of these. I just put 2 of these in, a Milton sterilisation tablets. I used to use these when the kids were little, on the bottles and everything, and it worked well on them. So I trust this, and I've used it since starting, and I've never had a problem. Put a couple of them in probably that much amount of water. So when I want to come and use it, I just give that a swirl around. I use it all on the worktop and stuff. On the tin opener. Wait a minute, where's the tin opener? The tin opener, I'll put that in there, give it that little soak before we start, and we're about ready to go. That's all you need. In this kit there is a, when I get the top off, is a packet of yeast. So what I'm going to do first of all is use this sterilised water to just put down the sink unit, because it's most important that everything is clean, because the yeast is an active material, and if there's any bacteria about, the yeast will attack the bacteria, make it bigger, and then it becomes dangerous. So I give this all a good wishing about. Top as well. You can actually smell, put your head in there and you can smell that it's like a bleach, a very mild bleach. Now then, what we need to do now is fill this sink with warm water. The warm water is because this kit, the stuff inside is like a thick syrup. Just get the top off that. That's your yeast, that goes in last. But this is like a thick syrup, so you get it warm, and that makes it easier to get out of the tin. We've got a metal spoon. I used to have a plastic one, but a plastic one is not quite strong enough, it starts to bend about a bit. Now we need to focus the camera on the bucket. Where's my bucket? There's the bucket. Right, we're going to fill that sink full of warm, this is hot water, and that will make it a bit more fluidy and it will come out of the tin easier. Then we'll put it out of the tin. Just make that so I can see it better, that's it. Okay, that should be a little bit fluidised, and we cut it up. Once it's open, you see that? That's horrible. It doesn't want to come out of the tin readily, so what we do, get what we can out. And then with the boiling water, pour the boiling water into the can. Pour the rest in there. Away from that because of the steam. I've been in a steam room, now need to fill that kettle again. So this has to go now. You have to be careful because that tin now is full of boiling water. Now we'll give that a stir up. And we want that fluid, that solid, to become a fluid. And you'll feel it like becoming less dense and more fluid. This is an IPA, but it's the same procedure for bitter, lager, stout, mild, pils, whatever you're making, it's the same procedure. See how it comes frothy. We want another kettle full of boiling water. Now it's also important not to try and keep that stuff off the floor because it's very, very sticky. This is a tile floor, so it doesn't make a lot of difference because it's easily mopped up. But if you're on a wooden floor or a carpeted floor, it'll be a different story. Now we need that kettle boiling now. Okay, so the second kettle is boiled now. I'm going to pour that in there. This will clean the tin out. You get all the stuff out the tin. Put the rest in the bucket. Go back to the steam room again. Now I'm going to stir that up with my little spoon. Pour that in the bucket. And give that another stir. And now this is near boiling, we're going to add the sugar. And the reason we're adding the sugar at this stage is because the sugar will melt. That's a telephone going. That could be a salesman or something. Oh, it's stopped ringing. So you put the full sugar in, the 2 pounds, 1 kilogram or however you want to call it. And then you can feel the grittiness. Right, so we want to keep on stirring that until that grittiness is dissolved. And then once we're happy that the grittiness is dissolved and all the content of the mix is fluid, then we're going to top this up with cold water then, right to the top. There's a measure on it. The measure is either 5 gallons or 21 litres, which is more or less to the top. So we're ready for that now. So what I do, I use this, it's a 2 litre cold water jug. And I just keep filling that up. You've got a roast pipe, of course, that's the quick way to do it, but I'm happy to do it this way. Then when we've got the water in up to the 5 gallon mark, or the 21 litres, or is it 27 litres? It might be 27. But no worries. We'll just keep filling that up. And you see we're up to the 5 litres there. We're just going to do another half a jug full. Give that extra because you lose a bit, you know, in evaporation. The next stage now is the yeast. Okay, so now the next stage is to add the yeast. You just cut the bag open. And sprinkle it on the top. And we put the lid on. Don't worry about that stuff there, that'll all die down. Of course this cloth has also been sterilised, everything's got to be sterilised, and then we put on the, this is the air trap. This stops any air going in, but lets the gas, well it's CO2, as it's fermenting, it makes CO2. So this allows the CO2 to escape. I'm now going to place this somewhere warm. If you put it in the shed in the winter time, it won't get warm enough because you've got to have the temperature somewhere between 16 and 22. So I'm going to put that in a place now where I can achieve that temperature. So because it's winter now, what I do, I've wrapped the fermenting container in this sleeping bag near a radiator, and there's where it'll bubble from. I'll also write a note saying that it's what it is, Wilco's IPA. It was brewed Monday the 18th, hopped Friday the 21st. Now we'll come to that stage on Friday where I'll add the hops, and it will be kegged on Monday the 25th. So that's the next 2 stages, and we'll come to them stages in due time, and we'll go through all these due stages. Plus we'll then have a look at the method that we're going to use for pumping it out, because you have 3 stages really. You have the fermentation, then the kegging, and then the delivery from the kegs. There's different ways of doing that. We're into day 1 and it's chugging away now. Everything's happening inside. The yeast is working on the sugar and it's creating CO2, so that trap on the top is letting the CO2 out, and if you have a quick sniff in there you smell that pleasant beer taste. So it's all happening.